Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
So here is Not Alone. It comes in a pretty portable small box. It's kind of an awkward size. You don't see this a whole lot, but it's nice and small. Inside you're going to get a rule book. You're going to open it up, your little board, and everything kind of stuck right here in the center. So the box is a little bit too big, but it's nice and cushy, so it does protect it, although it could have been a little smaller, I suppose. You're going to get some nice wooden pieces inside. We'll show you how those work, and you're going to get a bunch of cards that's going to make up the components of the game. Let me set it up, and I'll show you how to play. Okay, so let me show you how the game is set up. You're going to have the board at the top of here, and you're going to put the blue one on the number of players that are in the game, as well you do the purple on the other end. Now, whoever's playing the monster will win if it gets to the star, and the players will win, the remaining players will win if it gets to the star. So it's kind of a race to get it down in the middle. One player will play the monster, everybody else will play the hunters, and what you'll be trying to do as the hunters is catch the monster and move the track around to get to rescue. The monster will be trying to catch the people, and I'll kind of showcase how that works. When the game sets up, you'll have a pile of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s here, which will correspond to the number of players in each of these sets. And you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which signifies what people have in their hand. I'm going to kind of show what both sides do as I go through the game. It's not a very complicated game, but I'll kind of show you how it works. To start the game off, the players will have cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in their hand. And what they'll do is play one of these cards down simultaneously. Let me kind of show you what these cards do. When you play cards down, they're played until you play a card like this that lets you pick them up. Or, on this one, you can copy the power of another place wherever the creature token is. Number 2, it lets you take back this card from your hand and another card. So getting cards back in your hand is very important. The river allows you to play 2 place cards in your next turn, and then you can choose which one after the creature places. The beach will allow you to put this marker on the beach if it's not there, and if it is there, you get to take it off, and you get to move 1 space closer. So that will move things closer. And the 5th one, which is really, really important, is the robots. You can take from the reserve 1 place card you do not own and add it to your hand. This allows you to take one of these cards from the bottom that you already don't have. You can add it to your hand, and if you add this to your hand, now you have more options on your next turn. So these will do different things. This one takes back in your hand this card and 2. This allows you to draw 2 of these survival cards when you play these. These are just ways to break the rules. You'll see here that this one says, take back to your hand 2 place cards. Move the Artemida token to an adjacent place. These allow you to break the rules. Place the marker counter on the beach. So these are pretty powerful cards to get, and the wreck will allow you to get that. The shelter will allow you to get that. The wreck, move the rescue counter 1 space. So he just moves you 1 space up. So that can be pretty powerful. Number 9, the hunted monster. Number 9, the source. The hunted of your choice regains 1 will, or you draw 1 survival card. So you can either get one of those free powerful cards or you get one of these back. Now, whenever the hunted finds you, he's going to give these up. And if you ever lose all 3, then the hunted will move up towards you. So you want to keep these around if you can. The artifact, next turn you get to place 2 place cards, but you get to resolve both of them. So these are like more powerful versions of these. And the more cards that you have in your hand, the better it's going to be. Let me show you why. So let's say on a turn that this player played the 4 face down. So he played the 4 face down, and everybody else at the table played 1. Stage 2 is going to be the hunt. Phase 2 is going to be the hunted taking his turn. And generally speaking, you take this creature token, and he can put it on any space that he wants. Now, what he's trying to do is guess where the people go. So when they reveal their card, if they were going there, then something bad will happen. Let me explain what can happen at this point. In addition, the hunter, the monster, will have these cards to play. And they might let him put out other tokens. It's very possible, or change the rules or do bad things. And he will always play this based on what it says at the bottom, either phase 1, 2, 3, or 4. So what he'll do is he may play a card and put a couple of these out on the board, and he's trying to guess based on where the player's going to go. Now, what information he has are the cards the players have face down. So the more cards you have face down, the more information he has to kind of find out where you can go. So if you're 2, 3, 4, and 5 are face down, guess where you're going? 1, assuming you don't have any of these quite yet in the game. So it's very powerful to kind of know where you're at, or know where a lot of people are at, so you can kind of base it down of where he's going to go. In phase 3, Then we reveal everything, kind of know where it's going to go. So starting with the player to the left of the creature, you will reveal your card and tell them where you went. If the player went somewhere, like say in this case 1, and the creature is not there, you either utilize the power or take a card back in his hand. If a player goes to the location with the target, then they will be bound to whatever that card had said. Each hunter on the target place discards 1 survival card. The power of the place is ineffective. Or it could be the clone. Consider the target creature as a second location. A scream. Each hunted on the target place must discard 2 place cards, lose 1 will. So these will have different effects that will happen. After that effect happens, then the player can either utilize the power or pick up a place card. If he goes to the place with the Artemis token, which we like to call the Avenger token, he discards 1 place card from his hand. The power may not be used. So he will get rid of a place card. He will get rid of one of these cards in his hand, and he can't use the power. Now, the creature is the most powerful. That's if you go face-to-face with him. So in this case, the player had picked the 4, and the creature had gone there. In that case, you will lose 1 of your will counters. Remember, if you lose all 3 of them, then the marker will move for the hunted, which is what he wants to do. He wants to find you as much as possible. But if you lose all 3, you do get to pick up all of your cards. The power is not used, and you may not pick up a discarded card. So that's the worst place of all possibilities. At that point, it's the end of the phase. We'll go to phase 4. The hunted will draw back up to 3 to make sure he has these cards. He will have to draw back up to 3. And then the rescue will move 1 spot. The rescue will always move 1 spot each round, regardless of what happens. The creature wins if he gets to the star, and whoever gets to the star first wins, basically. Not Alone was a game I hadn't heard a whole lot about, to be honest. Stronghold Games put it out, and usually Stronghold puts something out, I will take a look at that game. Their track record of games is just that high for me. Even if a theme doesn't pull me in or a game, it's Stronghold, I'm going to take a pretty hard look at it. And Not Alone did not disappoint to me. It's an asymmetrical game where one player is playing against everybody else, but it's still a very light game. At the end of the day, this is a guessing game. You're going to be playing cards face down, giving me information, because you can't pick them up until you play a card to pick them up. So if I'm the hunter and I'm hunting you down as the monster, the more information you give me, the easier it is for me to find you. But you're going to waste turns by playing cards to pick up more cards. So you want to be careful about that, because every round I could be moving 2 as this race to win the game. So there's a balance on there about how many times the players want to pick something up versus allowing the hunter to actually have kind of a quote-unquote free turn. So a little bit of play on that. And then as the game goes on, the game becomes easier for the players as they're able to get more cards in their hand. They have more options to play, and the hunter becomes a little bit harder to find them, maybe more of a stab in the dark. Now, I find that this game probably leans towards the players versus the hunter. I feel like it might be easier for them. It's fairly difficult as the hunter if you don't win early to shut this thing down. Other people may vary. Anytime you have asymmetrical games, there's always people who think it's easier this way or harder that way. And I normally get stuck playing the hunter, which I do enjoy playing that. It's really, really fun. I think as the players in the game that are being hunted, you really need to cooperatively put together. Now, anything you say has to be said above the table and above board. So you want to make sure that information you're giving is not too much. It can be really kind of a cat and mouse game that you're having here, and it's exactly what it's going for. The rule book isn't the strongest. I struggled with it a little bit to figure out what was going on. The game is kind of unique in that respect, that it's just something you probably haven't played before. But once you kind of get what's going on and get the flow of the game, it's very easy to play, and there's not a whole lot to play. I actually look forward to maybe an expansion for this to give me some new cards to go through and some new locations. That'd be really, really cool. As it stands, Not Alone is a definite keeper for me. It's not for everybody because of the guessing aspect for it, and I really feel like it rewards you the more plays that you have. Once people feel more comfortable about working together and what they're doing, it's almost like Resistance, where like, sure, you can play it the first few times, but once you play with people who are good and kind of know what they're doing, I feel like the game comes alive. There is strategy in this game, even though sometimes you're kind of like poking around the dark and you just guess wrong. It's still, there's a method to this madness, I think, that comes out in this game that I really enjoy. I really feel like I'm the predator, which is what's going on here, right? I'm the predator, and I'm looking for you, and I'm jumping out at you to grab you, and I'm trying to look for you and hunt you down and kill the party. So in that respect, I have a lot of fun with it, and I think that you will too. I'm going to highly recommend this. Stronghold has another winner on their hands. This is a keeper, and I don't understand why more people aren't playing or talking about this game. It has uniqueness to it. It has a cool theme. It's really fun to play. And I think in a party setting, this game can excel at a very high level. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.